Okay. Okay, let's begin. Good evening once again. This is our second class in basic course. Like I told us, basic class will take us like 5 major classes before we can round up the basic course. Then we can now enter into intermediate, which will describe the charts for us. So we're continuing from where we stopped last week. Last week we discussed parts, type of participants we'll have. Okay. We stopped at minor participants. We said there are two groups of participants in the market. We have the major participants and the minor participants. And we said the major participants are those that actually initiate or decide the direction of the market, which are the big investors. Okay, once they put money, the market goes in the direction they put money. Then every other person is a retail trader. Just like, of course, we know the news on currently. You can see how market is playing or dancing to the tune of investors because they're injecting money. They have major investors have actually put their money from economy to risk assets tools because of the whole crisis going on. So, or the whole panic. So market will always dance to the tune of larger volume. So those are the major market participants. Every other person belongs to retail traders based on the fact that we can't do anything in the market. We can't decide direction, because of our small funds. So in essence, for retail traders, ours is to study. Then, since they decide direction, they don't need to study much, in as much as they know theirs is just to decide where to buy and where to sell, because they have the volume, where to put their money. That's for major participants. But the retail traders, theirs is to study how those major participants play the game. Okay, how they invest, how the reason why they invest, where they buy, where they sell, and all of that we're going to teach you how to navigate the market. Now, because we belong to the minor participants, that's why most people see forex as being risky in the sense that we don't actually decide what happens. Yes, nature decides everything. Most times you don't even know what will happen tomorrow. That's just the way life is programmed. But because there are ways we can actually read their movement in the charts. There are ways we can read their movement in the charts. Now, that is what we are here to teach you, how we can read their movement in the charts. Now, fundamental, we can also teach you the reason they want to invest in some certain assets in the market. So that's about major and minor participants. Now, the next slide talks about what is traded in the market. What is traded in the market? Majorly, we have currencies that can be traded, and the currencies are categorized into major currencies and major currencies and exotic currencies. Now, what are the major currencies we have? I'll be sharing the screen, the whiteboard, so I can give you some write-up on major currencies. Major currencies are, we have 8 major currencies, which are currencies of the world, currencies of those economies that have attained some level of economic and political stability all around the world. Okay, which are the USD, which is United States dollar. If you don't have your slide, I don't know how you do it, or if you can write, but I think you need a slide. USD, we have the Euro, that's for the European nations. We have the GBP, Great Britain pounds, GBP, Great Britain pounds. We have the AUD, Australian dollar. We have the New Zealand, NZD, New Zealand dollar. We have the CHF, Switzerland franc, the CHF. We have the JPY. We have that's for Japanese yen. Then we have the CAD, that's Canadian dollar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, these 8 are seen as the major currencies of the world. Okay, every other currency, remember this is major. These major currencies. Major currencies. Then every other currency, we have 2 groups. Then every other currency is in this group, exotic currency, including Chinese yen, but every other currency is a group of exotic currencies. These are the 8 major currencies that determines the market. That the 8 major currencies that have high demand based on their economic stability and political stability over the world. So this is what we have. Even Chinese yen is in the group of exotic currencies. Now, from these 8 major currencies, since we don't, some are categories, some are put here based on some reasons, like the USD, Euro, and GBP are seen as global currencies, or yes, they're globally accepted in the sense that they're accepted in any part of the world. Okay, so they're all, you can transact with them easily. You can do your transaction with USD, Euro, and GBP in any part of the world easily. So they're seen as internationally accepted currencies. Now, AUD, NZD, and CAD are seen as commodity currencies. Now, commodity currencies are currencies hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
yes.
Okay. Now, commodity currencies are currencies that depend, that their economy or the strength of their economy depend on the commodity they produce, such as AUD. AUD, they are the top or the second best or top producers of gold. That means the price of gold has a level of has a way of, it affects the currency of AUD, or it affects the economy of AUD. It says that if gold is up, it's expected that the currency of AUD, that's Australian dollar, will be affected, will be strengthened a little. So they have a kind of positive correlation. When gold is up, AUD will follow up. NZD is also a commodity currency. They are good in that. They produce tin, all those commodities like aluminium, copper, tin, and all of those infrastructure, gold too, and all of those infrastructure equipment that majorly that China use for their infrastructure and all of that. And their number one market is actually China. And so all of those are the things that actually add to the economy of New Zealand, because that's what they export majorly to actually gain, to have foreign money to add to their foreign accounts. So the prices of those things affect the economy of New Zealand. So that's seen as commodity currency. Another one is CAD. CAD is Canadian dollar, which they are also top in producing crude all over the world, and their number one market is US. So when the price of crude is up, just like today, crude hits almost 5 years high. Why? Because of the panic in the world, in Russia and Ukraine. Now, when the price of crude is up, it's expected that the Canadian dollar will gain strength, except in cases of just like what happened today. Oil was so up, oil was busy flying and hitting almost 5 years high. But USD CAD was down. Why? Because USD is a safe haven currency, but I will come to that. So when the price of crude is up, it's expected that the Canadian dollar will gain strength because oil is one of their best commodity that adds to the economy. Just Nigeria would have been in this case if we belong to the major currencies, because we produce oil and oil is the only thing that adds to our foreign account. But then we are not in that major currency. So Canada is a commodity currency and they produce oil. Another one is safe haven currencies. Safe haven currencies. Now, the group of safe haven currencies is gold. Gold is a commodity. USD is a safe haven currency. What do you mean by safe haven currencies? There are currencies that people tend to put their money. They tend to put their money in times of economic crisis or chaos or any kind of problem in the economy. Okay, they tend to put their money in those countries, such as US, because they have trust, they have belief that their economy can stand the test of time. Okay, so USD is a safe haven currency. USD is a safe haven currency. JPY is a strong safe haven currency. People tend to put their money in those economies when there's any kind of economic crisis or war or issues in the world. They tend to put their money in those countries. But the one that tops them is Switzerland franc. Switzerland franc. I know most of us, please mute your mic, please. If you're on the road, mute your mic, please. Thank you. Most of us have heard of Swiss bank. Now, if just like most politicians in Nigeria, when they steal all this their money, they go to Switzerland to dump it, in the sense that their banking system is so strong. Their banking system is one aspect of their economy that is so strong, and people have belief in their banking system. I mean, it can come even after years, your money will still be intact. Okay, it will not even depreciate in value. So they have that kind of stabilizing economic system. So CHEP is one strong economy that people will always put their money any time of economic crisis. Talk of COVID-19, talk of now there is panic in the top nations of the world. People has run into those currencies. I will show you charts and you see what happened today on USD, JPY, and CHEP. Even if they are dying and there's any kind of crisis, they will wake up immediately, because people will pull out their money from every other economy and put in those currencies. Now, another one is, gold. I will come to gold, the commodity that's a safe haven commodity too, but I will come to that. What we just discussed is safe haven currency, because these are currencies. Now, from these major currencies, we have pairs, because we don't trade these things single. We trade them in pairs. Okay, from major currencies, we have major currency pairs. Major currency pairs. Take this one. Major currency pairs. Let me admit people. Major currency pairs. Then we'll also have minor. Okay. Now, let me talk about major currency pairs first. Major currency pairs are pairs the ones from this 8, anyone you decide to pair with the USD will have seen as a major currency pair. That's what I'm trying to say. If any of these pairs, any of these currencies, Euro, GBP, AUD, NZD, CHF, JPY, CAD, if any of these pairs cross with the USD, it's seen as a major currency pair. That means you can have Euro USD. You can write them if you want. Okay, I can start writing. Euro USD, GBP USD, HD USD, USD, NZD USD, USD CHF, USD JPY, USD CAD. Now, these are seen as major currencies. Just pair any of these one with the USD. Forget about how it's arranged. Okay, we'll come to that. You can arrange it, but chart we'll be using is already arranged in the way that you can trade it. Okay, so but you can arrange it anywhere, but you just know that any of them that cross with the USD is a major currency pair from these majors. Now, the next one is minor currency pairs. The next is minor currency pairs or crosses, minor or crosses. Now, the minor currency pairs is gotten from crossing any of these. Now, USD is off. USD is when you cross any of these with USD, you have a major currency pair. But on minor, you have any of these ones crossing themselves. That means you can have Euro GBP, Euro AUD, Euro NZD, Euro CHF, Euro JPY, Euro CAD, GBP, NZD. You know, these ones just start crossing them among themselves. CHF JPY, CAD JPY, CHF NZD AUD, NZD CAD. All of these ones, when you start crossing them, you have over 40 something pairs. Okay, I'll be close to 50. I can't start doing it because of time. So that's why I say get the manual. Now, when you start crossing them, they are seen as minor currency pairs or crosses, gotten from minor currency pairs or crosses that are gotten from these ones crossing among themselves. They are seen as minor currency pairs or crosses. Now, after these minor currency pairs, we have exotics. Exotics are currencies that are not in this method. Now, you talk of that's USDs talk of South African rand, talk of Chinese yen, talk of Nigerian naira, talk of Ghana cedis, talk of all the currencies of any other country in the world, over 180 or 200 countries would have their currencies represented. Now, all their currencies are exotic currencies. Now, you can start pairing them. You can either pair them with the major currencies. That means we have US Nigerian naira, we have USD SAR, we have USD Ghana cedis, we have USD that. I have some students that are from Ghana. When you tell them, that's why I said USD, Euro, and GBP are seen as universal currencies, right? Because when I remember one asking me how much is manual, I would tell the person it's so amount in there, and the person will tell me what's the equivalent to USD. I will tell you that USD is an overall currency, the father of all currencies. Everybody understands it in US, but when you talk of any other local currency, it becomes difficult to even exchange, even know the equivalent of the exchange rate and all of that. So you can easily pay those that stay in Nigeria and that children school in Ghana. You can decide to pay their school fees in USD, Euro, or GBP. Why? Because they're all universally accepted, right? So every other currency is an exotic currency. So you can decide to pair any of them. Now, please note that these are things that can be traded in the market. That means you can decide to trade only one thing, just like people that traded USD today, that are big money. Only one thing, if you understand that only one thing can make you money in this market. You can decide to study a particular pair. You can decide to trade only Euro USD for the rest of your life. You still make money. You can decide to trade only gold. You know, so all of these things are traded. Okay, but these are currencies that are over 100 and something currencies. If you add pairs, if you add exotics that can be traded, they're all available in the market. Now, what else can be traded in this market? Let's go back to my slide. What else can be traded? Hmm, social. Social. I want to stop short. What is wrong with this one? Please just hold on. I'm trying to sort out something. What is wrong with this one? Okay. Okay. So let's continue. A minute, please. Okay. Now, what else can be traded? We have, okay, we have currencies, major currency pairs, we have minor currency pairs, we have exotic currencies, we have metals like gold, spot metals like gold, silver. If you ask them the price of gold has hit the high of, it has taken out the high of 2020, heading to the highest high ever. Why? Because of panic in the world. Now people are pulling out their money from normal economy, normal because the war, if there is war, the US can be destroyed, infrastructures, the economy can go down. If the economy is going down, then your money is obviously going down with it. So you need an asset, so you need a place where you can save your money. Forget the profit now. Nobody's talking of profit now. What we are saying, they want to secure their investment. They want to secure, they want to, how many Bitcoin that was liquefied today? Over billions of Bitcoin was liquefied just because of this. So they want to secure their money so that after the war, after whatever it is, whatever they decide to do, at the end of the day, they can go back and pay tax. That's what we call safe haven. Now, gold tops the list of safe haven assets. Gold is a safe haven asset any day, anytime, silver, in the sense that the value of gold, some of you that came before us that were able to get some valuable gold, then back. Okay, if you want to sell it now, you will sell it at higher price. That's how gold retains the value of whatever it is. It retains the value anytime, any day. So it's a safe haven asset. So it can be traded in the market. Now you have indices. Indices talks about stocks. Okay, like we have your Japan 225. Please try to mute your mic. Thank you. We have Japan. We have 200. We have Japan 225. We have US 30. We have US 500. These indices talks about companies coming together to bring their shares, the shares of different companies to be traded. They will come together and form one stock. Just like in Nigeria, you can say NGNP 20. That means 20 banks, 20 Nigerian banks that is doing financially well. Please mute your mic, please. 20 Nigerian banks that is doing financially well. They can come together and bring their individual shares, okay, together for people to trade on that share. So that's what we mean by Japan 225, 200, 225 companies that is financially stable in Japan, bringing their shares together to be traded, or still 200 out of Australia, US 30, US 500 technological companies coming together, bringing their shares for it to be traded. Now you have commodities, crude, natural gas, Brent oil. You don't need to hear the stories of these things today, as in all of them were just going to heaven because of panic. They are all commodities, they are all safe haven. You can see that it was announced that Russians have invaded that. In fact, their military have almost invaded the natural gas plant in Ukraine. Now, what will happen to that means it will create, of course, you know what that means. That means LNG that is in Nigeria now is on money. Nigeria now, the crude has over 100. It got to $120 before it started retracing, and this now is around $100 per one barrel of oil. And you know what that means to the economy of Nigeria. But that's by the way. Now, what is causing all this panic? The whole, what's causing all this is called panic buy and panic sell, because people are not unsure. They are unsure of what will happen, so they need to put their money where it's safe. You know. Now we are not, even if you are not able to meet up this particular buy and sell currently happening, they will remain at the top. They will remain at the top. Once the panic is done, once the whole thing is settled, once they come to, they diplomatically come together and settle their differences. All that gold that is almost at, when I left office, it was at 1970, which is almost the high of 2020, getting to the highest high ever. It might get 2,000 for 1 ounce of gold. It will remain at 2,000. Once they said, okay, we've settled, no more war, no more this, they will start selling from that high. At that point, what do you need to do? You sell because you have money in your account. That is how trading is done. So even if you do not join the buy, there are opportunities, millions of opportunities every day. Once they settle this case this night, gold will crash back, oil will crash back, you know, because JPY, everything will just weaken back, because, you know, people will start bringing out their fund again to go back to economies. So that's how things are traded. So these things are all traded in the markets. These things are all traded in the market. Okay, these are currencies too. Now, this brings us to base and quote currencies. Base and quote currencies. What do you mean by base and quote currency? It's just the first and the second currency, right? We said currencies are not traded single. They are all traded in pairs. So if they are traded in pairs, that means there is a currency at hand. There is the one that you need to buy the other one. There is one that you need to use for an exchange. That's what we mean by base and quote currency. Okay, the first currency and the second currency, just like what we have here. So a base currency is the first currency that comes in a pair. It's the first one that comes in a pair. Anyhow you want to pay it, I don't know. But what we know is that the one that comes first is your base currency, whereas the other is your quote currency. Like what we have here, let me use this to explain it. Like what we have here, we have Euro to USD. Euro is your base currency and your USD is your quote currency. Now the question is, how many units of your quote currency will you need to get 1 unit of your base currency? That's the question. So the chart is represented in the quote currency. The chart, because the chart is normally the chart of period. Period is time of time, then against price. Here is the price, this way is the price. Okay, that's how the chart is represented. Now this price is given in quote currency. Like in this Euro USD now, you will see the price of USD. That means how many units of USD will you need to get 1 unit of Euro? Because Euro in this case is your base currency and USD is your quote currency. If you want to reverse it, it's just the opposite of it, just 1 over. Okay, inverse of it rather. So it doesn't mean how you arrange it. What you need to know is that if in a case where you said, okay, now that USD have gotten strength, okay, remember the chart is Euro USD and USD is the quote. And now we are saying that USD, because of course, we know that if anything happens, Euro will build their next target of this whole thing. If it escalates, it will get to all parts of European nations. Okay, so, and we said that USD is a safe haven asset. That means it's one of the safe haven assets. As long as the war has not gotten to them, it's still safe, right? And even if it gets to them, it's also a safe haven asset. But when it becomes very serious, like every other party is affected, CHEF will top the chart of safe haven asset, because anytime any day CHEF is the safe haven for all currencies. Now that we are saying that USD is strong, it gains a bit, it gained a lot of strength today based on the whole panic. What that means, if you want to buy USD against Euro, if you want to buy USD against Euro in your chart, because the chart is seen as Euro USD, what you're going to do is sell. That means Euro is depreciating in value against USD, and USD is gaining strength over Euro. So in your chart, what you click is a sell on Euro USD. If you click a sell on Euro USD, what it means is that you're selling Euro and you're invariably buying USD. Okay, so you don't do one thing at a time, you do two things at a time. What you do to a base currency, you are doing the opposite to your quote currency. Just like you having Naira, you say you want to go to Aboki to buy or sell whatever you have. Now, if you go to Aboki and give Aboki your dollar, if you give Aboki dollar, you won't leave. You are buying something from Aboki. You are giving Aboki dollar and you're buying Naira. So you are doing the same, you are doing two things at the time. Those two currencies you are buying, you are buying one, you are selling the other. You are selling the other, you are buying the other. So when you click a sell in a currency in a currency like this, you just click, that means you're selling the base currency, and invariably you're buying the both currency. If you click a buy in a currency like this, you're buying the base currency and you're selling the base currency. Okay, so in cases where you think the USD will gain value or will appreciate or will have strength over the Euro, that means in a chart you have to click sell on Euro. That means invariably you're buying USD. That's how it's done. That's for base and quote currency. If you have your question, please, you can always use the chat room or wait till so that you will not forget.
Hello.
Yes.
Please, can you take this part? Can you take this part again, please?
Okay. What I mean here is, don't pick a pen. Okay. What we mean here is, if you said you want to sell, I should use chat. Okay, let me share my chat. Let me share chat so that I can. Seriously, this my Zoom today is really disturbing. It doesn't disturb like this. Just hold on a little, please. I'm trying to. It doesn't allow me to close sharing and share another one. I don't understand this this night. Please, a minute, please. I don't know. Zoom this night is really disturbing me. Okay, so let me use the chart for an example. Okay. Okay, now this is USD card. This USD card. I was having a class yesterday and I was telling these people this was a range that has lasted for weeks. I'm switching to H4. Now this range, this was our class yesterday. Okay, we observed the range between here and here, and it was 100-point range, 100 pips. It was between 150, 160, 160, 1.26500. That's USD against CAD. Against this was 1.2800, 1.28 thousand. It depends, but we'll get to that. Now we were teaching this yesterday, and I told them since it's a range, we want to buy at the bottom of the range. That means why one makes it a range? Price has been hitting here several times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, when we were talking about that yesterday, price was here. And I said, now that we observe a range and you want to buy USD, remember this is USD card, look at it here. That means USD is the base currency and CAD is the put currency, right? So I was like, we're using it as an example. I said, if you, in a case that you want to buy USD card, I could be expecting something like, if price comes back to a psychological number or the base of this price, since we've also had multiple touches on this zone. So we can use this zone as our buy entry. If price comes back to this zone, then we can buy somewhere around here and to take it back to this range. Since price has been coming to this range, unable to break it. So if price comes back to this range, we will take our profits because we are not sure if it will break this range and continue up. In that case, you say you want to buy USD. That means you are saying that USD will gain strength over CAD. And now, unfortunately, if we were waiting for price here, it did not come back to this. Because when I was teaching yesterday, price was here. But it did not touch this zone. Rather, price moved from this level. Price moved from here. And look at what happened. Since over, this is what, for 2 weeks, for almost 3 weeks, price has not, what is 3 weeks? More than 3 weeks. Price has not taken out this range. Price has been hitting it. If he hit it, it comes back. If it goes back, you know. But just because of this news today, remember I said it's a safe haven. Because it's a safe haven. Just because of what happened today, look at it. Price was able to break this range. And I also remember telling them that if price breaks a range, you just don't buy. When price has broken a range, you just don't buy. You have to wait for a weakness of that range. Now, price will break it, knowing that price does not move in a straight line. Look at what price did. I remember using this to show them yesterday. I said, if finally price breaks the range, it will come back for a retest of that range. After all of this, you don't buy at the top. Rather, this was all of the things we do yesterday. Rather, you wait for price for a retest before a continuation. Now, if at the end of the day, everything goes down back, everything now subsides, the whole panic and everything, it's possible that this price will fall back to this range. But if nothing comes down by today, tomorrow, this price will move again from here to the next high. And it will take out this high of today that it has created. This is the high that you created today. It will take out this high of today that it has created. Okay, so that's what happens. So if in a case that you want to buy USD and you just come to your chart, this is your buy order. If you just place a buy, if you just click buy, you are in this market. That means you're buying USD. Invariably, you are selling CAD. What it means that you are saying USD will gain strength. That USD will appreciate in value over CAD. So you're buying USD to hold it. And when it appreciates, you make profits. Okay. So that is what we mean by base and quote currency. So you can see all of this, they're all arranged. All these are arranged in our chart. The currencies are here, the cryptos are here, the precious metals, the oil, the crude. Let's check. No, everything is here. This is gold. Okay, now look at what gold did today. Gold moved to a high of, let me switch to monthly, weekly time frame. It was going to sell. Now gold moved to a high. All these things is happening because of, I think the whole thing came down this morning, and look at it, it's selling back. Moved to a high of 19, it got to 1980 gold, which is the high of the highest I created on. Now this is the highest high of gold. So for as long as we can remember, which is 2080 ounce of gold per 1 USD. Now that is the highest high. The second high is, and that was created on in the year, okay, 2020. That's not the highest high, sorry. Monthly. Okay, that's the highest high in the year 2020, which is during pandemic, during, yes, which was during the time of COVID. Now the second high is this, which is 1919, which was created in the year 2011. Now look at a high that was created in the year 2011 was taken out on 2020, in the year 2020. Why? Because of pandemic. People invested in gold heavily because that was the only safe asset to put their money. Oil was down because there was no economy was functioning. There was no movement. Plane was not flying. No factory was working. So gold was the only safe haven asset, and of course Bitcoin. That was the year of Bitcoin anyway. No safe haven asset. So people invested heavily on gold, and it made the highest high ever. Now look at what happened today. Gold made over 1,000 points today. Why? Because of another panic. So it got to the high of, very close to the high of last year, which was 2020, yes. So it even broke the high and came to 1980 today, just today. Why? Because of the whole panic. And I believe this evening, everything went down a little. That's why you can see it selling. So now that it has gotten to that high, it's not expected of you to buy. You can't start buying at that high because it's obvious that it's already high. So you wait for a retracement, just like it has come back now. It has come back. If anything happens within the night or anything, it will move up again. Why? Because people are still, the panic is still on. But after a movement, it will always shed off some points before a continuation. Now that's how prices move in the market. So this is gold. It's gold, and you will see Bitcoin. You see, these are companies. These are companies that their shares are traded. This is crude. Crude has come back to 95. Today it got to $100 per barrel of crude. 101, 102. Okay, but because of the whole panic is coming down, we can see it is dropping, it's shedding off some pips. But tomorrow market continues, right? So we have natural gas and all of that. We have companies. Then if you scroll down, you see Bitcoins. I mean, you see digital coins, okay, digital assets that can also be traded. Now these are things. That's why I said there are over 300 things you can trade. You can't trade everything. Can't trade everything, but they are analyzed in the same way. If you understand how to trade one, you have understood how to trade every other thing. So all you just need to understand is the basis of way of analyzing the market, knowing where to buy and where to sell. There are other things like news. Nobody plans for any evil. Nobody plans for any crisis. But when it comes, for you knowing the idea of trading, having the knowledge of trading, and where opportunities lie ahead, you know where to invest when such things occur. But if you don't know, you may also make some losses at that point because you must invest in the right direction. Okay. Let's look at the next slide. Okay, so that's base and quote currency. So, madam, I hope you understand what we mean. Is it understood? Someone asked me to explain this. Okay, I don't think she's in the room again. The next one is forex sessions. Okay, now we know that forex is traded 24 hours of the day, okay, and 5 times a week. Now, this is made possible because of the different time zones of the world. Different time zones of the world. When is morning here, is afternoon somewhere else. Okay, when in Nigeria, just like we've retired for the day, we want to go to bed. Our banks are no more open. Our business official hours have closed. That means somewhere like Asia, they are just starting their own day. That means their banks are open. They are having transactions. Their markets are open. That means forex is on in that part of the world. So because of the different time zones, it makes it run 24 hours of the day. So the Asians are the people that opens the market in a trading day or in a trading week. Okay, market opens by 10 p.m. GMT by the Asian market. Okay, 10 on Sunday evening in a trading week. Market opens 10 or 11 p.m. GMT. Okay, if it's 10, that means currently it's +1, because GMT is plus or -1. It's +1. That means in our own Nigerian time, it will be by 11 on Sunday evening, okay, or Sunday night. That's when the market will open by the Asian session. Then it will run throughout that, which is our own night, okay, and closes by 8 a.m. in the morning. Market will close by 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay. Now, if by 8 a.m. in the morning the market is closing, now the UK session will open that same 8. UK session will open by 8 a.m. in the morning and runs through, then closes by 5 p.m. in the evening. Okay. Now, when UK session is closing, before UK session will close, when UK session is still on, but UK session opens by 8 a.m. in the morning. Now, US session opens by 1 p.m. okay, to join the market. Now, if US session opens by 1 p.m., they will close by 10 p.m. in the night. So that's how it runs. As it's closing, Asian session is opening, Asian session is closing, UK session is opening. While the UK session is still on, US session will join it by 1 p.m. It will close by 10. The next day, just like that. Now that's how it's run 24 hours until on Friday of each week, just like tomorrow, market will close and the US session closes the market in the trading week, because US session will open by 1, then close by 10 p.m. Okay, that market has closed for the week. Now, on Sunday evening, Asian session will open by 10 or 11 p.m. GMT, then run, then just like that. That's how it's run 24 hours of the day and 5 times a week. Now, the market has closed does not mean the main market does not trade. Main market is still on, because that the brokerage platform closes. All brokerage platform, most brokerage platform does not trade on weekends, right? Just like some big boys that have money in our local banks, they can do transactions, they can even call the bank manager and say, come and do this, or even on Sundays. Why? Because they have fund. But you and I cannot access the bank. It's not an official working hour. Cannot access the bank on Sundays. So market is still on. People are still trading. They're still buying and selling. There's still transactions. But the brokerage platforms doesn't trade on weekends, right? So that's for that. Then there are also currencies that are more volatile or that move more in these time sessions. Okay, like currencies that are in the Asian world, or countries that are in the Asian world, like the Chinesian, which is not a major currency. So I'm not talking of China here. Like the Japanese yen, okay, JPY is in the Asia You have the AUD, is in the Asia. We have the NZD, these are the major currencies we talked about. Switzerland dollar. We have the Czech, Switzerland franc. All those ones are currencies that are in the Asian markets, because those are their countries. So their currencies will be more volatile. What we mean volatile? We will have more transactions, we will have more volume in that their time zone, during their time zone. What we mean by this is that saying Nigeria has an official time. Our official time is 8 a.m. in the morning to around 5 p.m. okay, in the evening, which is in line with London session. That's our official time. That means in this our country, that's why the fact we use other currencies for transaction. People doing international transactions and all of that. Yes, but locally, what we use locally is Naira. That means Naira will have more volume. Naira will have more movement, or will have major transaction compared to other currencies, right? So that's what we mean. That means those their local cities, their local countries, or their currencies will have more transaction, or will have more volume. That's what we mean by volatility. So in their own official working hours, like that of Asia. In UK, during the London session, the currencies that are more volatile is the euro, the GBP. Of course, USD is everywhere. So you can even add USD to Asian market, because USD is just everywhere. Okay, so for for London market, we have the euro, we have the GBP, we have the USD. These ones are more volatile. Okay, during that 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. of every trading day or every trading session. Now the next session is the US session, which opens by 1. Okay, and closes by 10 p.m. every trading day. So the currencies that are more volatile is, of course, the USD. We have the CAD, Canadian dollar, every other currency. You can just put it there, euro, GBP, and all of that. JPY is also is a friend to USD. They are allies, so are just there. Okay, so these are currencies that are more volatile in different times. It does not mean you can't trade anyone. You can as well trade any other pair. But what we mean is that volatility will be more during the official working hours. Now, if you watch also, between the London session and the US session, there is 4 hours difference. Between 1 o'clock that the US session opens till around 5 p.m. that the London session will close. There is 4 hours difference interval. That is seen as the peak hours of trading. It's the peak hours of trading in the sense that, remember, the US session is on. I mean, the London session is already on. Now the US session now joins them. That means there is more volume entering the market. There are more transactions all over the world. We in this part of Africa is almost our own official time too. Okay, that means major part of Africa that they are up that time because it's the official time as well. The US session is on. The London session is on. That means we have how many continents doing business at the same period. So that's seen as the peak hours of trading. Much volume is entering the market. There is much volatility. There are much movement in the market during those hours. So that is another thing you need to know about trading session. Now, a market can be buying during the Asian session, from Asian session to the UK session. Once they will tell you they're waiting for London session, they're waiting for US session. US session that will start from either 1 p.m. then 2 p.m. Okay, one between, depending on the GMT. Once US session starts, it can change the narrative, it can change the direction of the market, because a US get market now. Last, a US get market will be trade. So they are the owners of the market. US is the owners of this market. So once they come, market might be buying. Once US session comes, they decide the next direction to take the market. But everything happens in the chart. Everything has base levels where those things take place, right? Then the news, another thing you need to understand is the news. Now, the news concerning these currencies are also released during their trading session, right? Just like saying in Nigeria, Emefiele, which is the governor of central banks, wants to talk, wants to say anything concerning Naira, wants to make any speech, wants to act. or do anything that he would do it during his official time. He will not come and wake Emefiele to come and give an official speech. No, he has left the office. So he will do it when he's in the office, it's his official time. The same thing, any news concerning these currencies, any major news concerning these currencies are released during that official time, which we just given. During their official time, that's when their news are released. So as you that is coming, that wants to be a trader, that means you're now seen as a hunter, right? Because let's assume you want to trade Asian station and you want to trade any news on maybe AUD, SZD, JPY, CHEF. Any of their major news will be released during our night time, because the official time is our own sleeping time, right? It will be released during our night time. That means you have to be awake. Major is released between 1 a.m. in the morning to around 6 a.m. in the morning. It can be around 1, 2, 3, 4, a.m. in the morning, because that's their official hours. So you need to trade their news. You have to be awake to listen to the outcome of the news and all of that. So this is about forex session. This is about forex session. The next slide we discuss about trading platform brokerage. I talked about brokerage when I told you about some group of people that came together and said, okay, we can as well bring this market to retail traders. Now that's the aim of brokerage. They brought the access. They brought this market to retail traders because they know that retail traders don't have the volume it takes to access the main market. Now they leverage a platform where you put $10, you can trade. If you put $50, you can trade. Ordinarily, the US stock exchange will tell you if you don't have up to 25,000 USD in your brokerage account, in your brokerage, you can't trade the market. You can't trade. But because of the platform is leveraged in the sense that if you have small money, it will be seen as if you have big money. That's why you and I can trade. Ordinarily, do I have 25,000 USD to trade? I don't have it. But then I can trade with 100, I can trade with 200, I can trade with 500, I can trade with 1,000, depending on whatever I have in my account. So that's the essence of the brokerage. Now, that's why we said if you're in this class, you're actually going to be trading with FS Space. Why? Because a brokerage is just, the work of a brokerage is just that of a bank. Okay, that's why FS Space actually paid for this class. Now, some of us are getting it for free, not because it's completely free. FS Space paid so that you that is learning can open account with them. Where do they make their own profit from? From spread. Now, if you go to a local bank, you will see who buy naira, who buy dollar at this rate, who sell dollar at this rate. Now, their buying and selling price is not the same. They have a little difference. That difference can be $1, can be cents, can be $1, whatever it is, that is the difference. The more people patronize them, the more profit they have. They put all those small cents or dollars together. They've made huge money, huge capital, huge money, right? So that's where they make their own profit. The same thing with the broker. Broker is interested in you opening an account with them. When you open an account with them, you trade with them. They also have a buying price and a selling price. They have a difference. This difference there is called spread in here. Also, local is called spread. Now, from your spread, that's where they make their own money. All they know is that they give you that access to trade. They put your trade, they put it in the market. Okay, you have access to the market, you trade. If you make profit, the money is there. They have nothing to do. The money is there to pay you because the market is so rich that how much do you want to make? They have the fund to pay you because it's directly to the market. And the good thing about FS Space is that they have direct market contact. So once you put your trade, it goes to their market. You make profit, they pay you. Okay. If you make, because they will get from the market to pay you. If you make loss, the market owns it too. So that's the essence of this is the FS Space has brought this knowledge to us. So as long as you remain in this class, you're going to be trading. For the fact that the only thing we need to give back to them is opening an account with FS Space and trading with them. Be demo account. Nobody's telling you to fund now. As time goes on, you see the need to fund your live account. For demo account, open your demo account. Live account also, you open your live account. When time comes for you, when you've gotten the knowledge, you can go ahead and make your trade by yourself. Okay, so that's about the brokerage. And okay, we'll be teaching you, we should have a class. We're supposed to, this is the functions of the trading platform. We're supposed to use the chart to explain all of this. We are supposed to use the chart to explain all of this so that instant execution, talking about buying and selling, pending orders, how you can use a pending order to enter the market, trailing stop and break even. How you can, if you're in profit, you can actually lock your profit or partial, close some of your profits and allow market to work, to run. We have navigator where you can log in your account, both your demo account and your live account. Terminal, where you can see your running trades. Market watch, where you have the trading tools, right? Then market watch is where you have the trading items, everything that is tradable, which I was just showing you. All those items, all those instruments or assets that is tradable is seen in the market watch. You have trading tools, how the tools you can use for analysis and how they're used. Trading time frame, different time frames used by different type of traders. Auto trading means robots. Some people do robot trading, PAM, that's where EA special advisors, where someone can as well, we do PAM as well. Someone can trade for you. You have access to your account. You are seeing what is happening in your account. The money is in your custody. Everything is in your custody, but you see what is happening in your account. At the end of the day, if you want, depending on what you agree with the person, you could share profits. If you are sharing profit, it means that there is also a percentage risk you are bringing out. If you are funding $1,000, you are saying, okay, I'm risking because this is an investment. Every investment comes with profit and loss. Okay, you're saying I'm risking 20% or 30% of whatever I'm bringing. Now, the trader too risk some percentage. The same way, if you're making profits, you say, just like if you're doing 70-30, you say, okay, I'm having 70% of profit, but I'm taking 30% of loss. Same thing goes to the trader. If both of you agree, at the end of the month, any profit that you make, you share. At the end of the month, if your money goes below what your agreement is, you be paid back, refund back the investor. We also do PAM, but we also do EA. So if you're interested in building a robot, but before you can build a robot, you have to have a system of trading. You have to have a strategy which you are going to treat in your intermediate class. Is when you've gotten a strategy, you can now code it in your EA and allow your EA to trade for you. But I do manual trading in the sense that days like this that you have some uncertainties and news and all of that, EA does not recognize all those places. So that's why I prefer manual trade. Right? EA does not recognize news. What he knows is that just please trade, buy and sell without any fundamental. Fundamental is what drives the market. News, breaking news, those things are the things that drives the market, and EA does not recognize it. So that's the only difference. But the good thing about EA is that EA does not have emotions, unlike the humans. We humans, we attach so much emotion to charts. But EA will filter that emotions and just trade whatever is seen. That's the difference between EA and humans, right? So this page, we're supposed to use the chart. We're supposed to use the chart to describe this. But before we come to this page, I'm supposed to show you how to open an account. I believe the first day we did this, it was shown to us. But let me just go back to it, how to open an account. So the essence is so that you can open your demo account. As I'm showing you how to use the chart to maybe initiate a trade or do all those little things for this basic class, you'll be doing it with your phone. In your next class, I should log in with the phone. I will tell my colleague to log in with the phone so that while we are doing it, I'll be showing you how to use your phone to initiate all those things. So in our next class, it will be easier. So for your account opening, just go to FS Space. Okay. Just go to FS Space. Go to your Google, search FSpace. If you have any question, you can ask us. I will just do this account open and close the class. Okay, it brings you to this site. It brings you to this site. Now you can see login. You can see open an account. If you have your phone, you can do it while I'm doing it, right? You click on open an account. Now, if you scroll down, this is for live accounts. If you scroll down, you will see, where is demo? Okay, you can see free demo. So if you click here, to ask you to open a free demo, which is this. The free demo is, you are not trading with your money. Your money is not involved. So you can put your name, your first name, your last name, your email address, country of residence. Those of you in Ghana, you put Ghana, telephone number, account. You can see demo floating spread. That one is there. USD, of course. Except you want to fund with your Bitcoin. Leverage. Then you choose the amount you want to deposit. Preferably, I tell people choose at least a very small amount, so that you can treat it as if it's your life account. You can use the lot size that suits that account to trade. You can choose $500, enter the code. Now, if you do this, and a message, an email address will be sent to you that contains your trading account number, your password, which you can use to log into your MT4. When this is done, if you're using your phone, you go to your Play Store and download MT4. Now, FSpace uses MT4. Download MT4. Now, when this email is sent to your email address, you just copy the password and your account number and log into your MT4. From there, you can start practicing what we'll be teaching. From there, you can start practicing as we are teaching. Now, this is for demo accounts. Let's go to live accounts. You can do it while we are talking, please. If you have your phone with you, of course you have your phone with you. If you have your laptop, you can just log in and do it, so that it will be easier in our next class. All of us must have gotten our MT4 already. It will be easier for me. For a live account, after doing your demo account, you also come to live accounts. You go to open live accounts. Now put your name and your last name. Please, these two names are names that you have in your ID card. Any two names you have in any of the valid ID card is what you put here. Okay, you put your email address, active email address, you put country of residence. Okay, put where you are, mobile number, trading account number. For your live account, please choose live floating spread. For your live account, for we retail traders, that is what we use. Live floating spread for your live account. For bonus, please choose Tubo or Vantage. Tubo is 20% bonus, right? If you fund $100, the broker can give you $20 to trade. Okay, if you make profits, you take it. That's you. So Tubo is 20% bonus. If you don't want bonus, you can choose Vantage. Vantage is a no bonus account. You're just trading with your fund. Okay, choose that's for bonus account. Currency is in USD. Except you want to fund with crypto, there is option to fund with crypto. You can choose crypto. So you choose USD, you choose leverage of your choice. We'll talk about leverage in our next class. You can choose leverage up to 1:500. It depends, but I prefer 1:200. Then create a password. If you are doing it for the first time, you see something like a passcode. Please, not a passcode. It's not needed. It's not a passcode. Just come here and create a password you can remember to use to access your back office. Create a password, then confirm your password, then open your trading account. Now, the same way, an email will be sent to you, an email containing your password, your trading account number, and your server. Your trading server will be sent to you. Now, when that is done, you can go to your MT4. If you are using phone, go to your Play Store, download MT4. It's from there you can now log into your MT4 with that detail sent to you. Now, if you are using a laptop, come to this place and click on download your platform. If you click on download your platform, you come here, then download MT4 for PC, download. Now download this and install. If you install it, you will have something like that chart I showed you on your laptop. That's for your laptop. My battery is getting down. Okay. Now that's for your laptop. On your phone, you download MT4 so that you can log into your phone. In our next class, we'll discuss how to use the platform before we move into the next topic, so that we can all be on the same page. Okay, so please do all of this. If you have any question, you can put on our group chat.
Hello. Hello, sir. Hello, good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. I want to ask question, please.
No, I'm not the one speaking. I'm also wondering why there's no one speaking.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. If there's anyone that can answer anyway. Probably maybe someone that understands better. It seems laptop.
Yeah, you can ask. You can ask. Probably someone can address it for you.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question actually. My question is it possible to use MT5 for the trading?
Yeah, it's possible, but you see that MT5 has its own advantage over the MT4. But for beginners, they recommend that we use MT4. So I'm sure in this training it will be recommended to use the MT4.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Welcome.
Hello. It seems the MT4 is basically for boom and crash. This is for a different
good evening, everyone.
trading program.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, you can continue.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, sir. I'm asking about the domiciliary account. Must someone have the domiciliary account before doing the live account, or someone can use the Nigerian account, which is Naira account?
No, I think your question, I didn't get it well. Can you come again, please?
I said, must someone have the domiciliary account? I mean, the dollar account, domiciliary account, before someone can do the trading with the live accounts.
You mean the demo one? Is it the demo one you are talking about?
Live.
No, you made mention of one account before. I wanted to know, but I didn't get that one.
What I'm saying is that must someone have domiciliary accounts before do the trading? That is a live trading.
Yeah, of course. You need to find make sure you have some money in your real account before you can do the trading. Else you have to use the demo.
No, you didn't understand what I mean. There's what they call domiciliary account. Must someone have that one? That means your dollar account, that is dollar account.
That is why. So most of that depends on the brokerage. Okay, well, I'm sure FS Space has it's a dollar account. The other brokerages which also use, let's say, cents or let's say euro, You understand? So it depends. For FSP, it's supposed to be a dollar account.
You didn't understand, please. If you
Okay,
can
then.
see, if there's someone that can answer this question on this show,
Okay, then I thank you.
the question is not be, it has not been answered.
It's not a must. It's not a must. You can use your Naira account to fund dollar into the account.
Okay.
Not a matter of fun. What I mean is that, for example, now after you might have trade and then you want to withdraw. After you place the withdrawal, there must be that account, that dollar account. It has to go directly to your domiciliary account. Then before you now transfer it or you withdraw it out as a dollar to go and change it.
I think they are using they are using Flutterwave. So Flutterwave can do the conversion for you, even if you're withdrawing from dollar to Naira account. Flutterwave does the conversion from dollar to Naira.
So they will not send it. That means they are going to send the money direct, Naira direct.
Yes.
So that means no need for someone to open an account with domiciliary account then.
And that was why I answered you initially, that you can also fund the account with your Naira account. So it's not a must.
It's not a must.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
I think the instructors are outside though.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
All right. Good evening. Oh, so sorry. Network took me out. Okay, so we're almost we've rounded up already. It's 9:30. So let's stop here today. Tomorrow we'll continue. Tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. Okay, please try to log in at time. Then if you have any question based on what we've discussed today, you can go ahead and answer it.
Okay.
Hello, ma. Good evening, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yes, good evening, sir.
I've asked one question when you were out, but I want to ask you again. I want to ask about must someone have the domiciliary account before open the live account for this trading?
Yes, sure. The domiciliary account is for you to practice. We're not here to scam anybody. I keep telling you people, if some of you are seeing some things in that group, it's not from us. We are here to give you the knowledge of trading, which, trust me, what we'll give out, you can't get it anywhere. Just trust me. So domiciliary account is for you to practice. It's for you to practice why we will teach you, so that when we are doing it, we are doing the same thing. So you can only practice. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not talking about the practice. When someone is having live account as you are trading, must someone have the domiciliary account, which is dollar account? Is it a must?
Okay, dollar. Oh, sorry. No. We'll do transaction from our local accounts. It's not a must, please. Sorry. Yeah.
And then whenever I want to withdraw, they will still send the money, or they are going to remit the money back to my account.
Your account, yes.
In Naira.
Yes.
In Naira.
Yes. If you're in Nigeria, yes.
Okay.
That's why I said you should use a name that you are using that is in your ID card. Because after opening an account, you are going to verify your account.
That's KYC, right?
Yes. Then after that, you can withdraw at any time back to your local bank, as in local account. You can do your transfer from your local account to the brokerage account, or also withdraw back to your account.
Okay.
So it's not a must to have a dollar account. So,
Okay. Unlike other brokers.
okay.
Okay,
It's not a
Thank
must.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other
Alright.
question?
I also asked a question.
Okay.
Okay, I said, is it possible to use MT5 for the trading?
No, because the broker we use makes use of MT4. So you need to download MT4. It's the same, doesn't change anything. Even if you have MT5 in your phone, you can still leave that one there. But just go to your app again and download MT4. Because this
Alright,
particular broker uses MT4.
okay, ma. Alright,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you so
You're welcome. Any other question? I thought there would be intermediate class today. Sorry, tomorrow I mean to say. No, intermediate class is on Mondays and Wednesdays. Because this is a paid Zoom. If we're having a basic class, the intermediate people cannot have their class because we're supposed to be having, that's why we have an afternoon session. Now, there was an intermediate class in the afternoon session. So, but we said people that won't have time during the afternoon time should join this night class. And we observed that most people, because of work and our different timing, most people always have time in the evening. That's why we're taking this evening class. And intermediate class is also evening. Advanced class, which is fundamentals, is also evening. We even had to cancel fundamentals today. We had to cancel fundamental class today because of this class, because it's same time. And already they've started trading already. But we told them we are going to pay for another Zoom by Monday so that we can use that to teach advanced class. So because of time, most people are always free from 8. That's why we can't crash the time. Okay, so intermediate is Mondays and Wednesdays, while basic is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. That's why it's 3 times a week. So there won't be intermediate today. That's why I said, if you're already good, if you know the basics already, and you want to join the intermediate class, you let me know. I can switch you to the intermediate class. It's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. You can switch over to intermediate class if you think you don't need the basic class. But if you think you want to start from the basics, please remain here while we flow on the same page. So please, there is no intermediate class. There are that question in the chat. There is no intermediate class. There is on Mondays and Wednesdays for intermediates.
Please, a question. With the intermediates, where have they gotten to?
They are currently on candlestick patterns. Candlestick,
Okay.
they are in second low, no. So candlestick, that's second family of candlestick.
Oh, okay.
No, we have single candlestick pattern, we have double candlestick patterns, then we have triple candlestick patterns. So they're in double candlestick patterns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They just did support and resistance, which is quantitative level of price.
Yeah.
Okay. The level, that demand and supply zone, they've done trend lines. So they're not treating candlestick patterns.
Okay. But I wanted to join, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, if you want to join, let me know. I will send you their link so that you can join their group. Yes,
Okay.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
Yes, go ahead.
I still want to ask about that. Is it possible for someone not to have any gain after joining this FX space during the trading, live trading, and someone did not have any gain, anything?
Come again, sir. Come again with your question.
I said after the trade, after funding the account, that is a live trading. Is it possible that someone will not have any gain at the end of the day, even leaving the account zero?
Except you do not learn. We're not telling people to just fund and not learn. If you learn,
okay,
you will see it with your eyes. You don't. We're not. That's why some people are asking for WhatsApp. You can't teach Forex with WhatsApp. It's life market we're trading. So even after the whole thing, will still join to Signal group and mentorship group. So that's why we said follow up the classes. If you follow up the classes, you will learn. If you learn, you
Okay.
develop it, and of course, you make profit while you fund.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank
Yes,
you.
you're welcome.
Sorry, ma. So when we move to the intermediate, will the classes still remain in the evening?
Will you want it changed?
No, not at all.
No, it's still in the evening. It's still this time. 8, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I miss yesterday class. I don't know. Or is it yesterday or the day before
No, we
yesterday?
didn't have. No, it was there for yesterday. We didn't have
The day
yesterday
before
class.
yesterday. So which class is that, ma?
That was the beginners. That was the beginners class. That was the first class we had. This is the second class we are having. Or still on
Oh,
basic.
I think we started last week. There's one that we did last week.
No, that last week was just an introductory session. It was just
Okay.
Was an
But I
introductory.
missed it. So I think it's the network problem that I had then on Tuesday. I couldn't get anything. So
Okay. It's not so within from where we are, we can still catch up.
okay.
Like I said,
Okay,
basic is just little of stories. In fact, it's even from next class now we start like entering some things like lot size, PEEP, and types of entry and all of that you should know. Every other one were just basic, and economy, which economy will be treated again. Economy is about fundamentals and breaking news. That one will be your advanced class.
Okay. All right, ma. Thank you, ma.
All right, so I believe there is no other question. We'll see. Thank you so much. I appreciate the knowledge imparted. Okay, so
Yeah.
thank you, everyone. We'll see again tomorrow, same time.
All right, thank you, ma. And they should not forget to
Thank
post
you,
it on the. They should not forget to post it on the platform.
So
Yes, we will. Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma. Good night.
Good night, ma. Yeah. Welcome.
Good night, ma.